Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Melbourne Metro recap show for the final series. Tonight, I've got Toddy Simmons with me. Good evening, Toddy.
Hey, mate, how you going?
Yeah, very well, mate. Very well. All right, we've got a jam-packed show tonight. Some new features you will see up the top here on your screen. Where am I going? Up there. Righto. Everyone will start seeing everyone else's chat messages online. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see what we're all battling on about in the chat. And I'll also be able to do little tricks like this. So something new for the show I was fiddling around with at the start of the week. So I know Clarkey busted me doing some tests on Facebook. I all of a sudden went, I'll just quickly test. No one will be watching. And Clarkey pops up at 100 miles an hour. What are you doing?
as he would.
Yeah, as he does. So, no, we've got a jam-packed show tonight. So, as I said, chuck all your comments in. We'll read them on the screen. Highlight the ones that we'll bring up and go from there. Now, there won't be any controversy corner this week because, as I said, we've got way too much to go through. So, we're actually doing something different this week, Toddy. We're going backwards. We're going backwards. This will make it interesting. We're going backwards. So Premier League, Prem Reserve results, you'll have to wait because it's not all about people like you, Toddy. Not all about you lot. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with Division 5 results from the weekend. So I think, as I said to you pre-game, everyone deserves a bit of a go on the show. So we're going to look at Division 5 results to start with and congratulate all the grand finalists and the grand final winners. So here we go with Division 5. Yes, we're going to get to that, Clarkey. So Division 5, Section 1, Deer Park, 87, or Deer Park 4s, 87 defeated Yarraville Footscray 5s, 64. So well done to Deer Park there. Footscray Park, 1, 87 defeated Essendon 4s, 67. Princess Park Carlton 1s, 84 defeated Thornbury 2s, 61. Hurstbridge, should be Hurstbridge, sorry everyone. Hurstbridge 2 and Alphington 2 are yet to play. They will be playing this Saturday, so that you'll see a few of those pop up here and there. Croydon 3rds, 105 defeated Baronia 2s, 51. Caulfield Park Elmer 3rds, 74 defeated Chadstone 2nds, 72. Decent, really close game there.
I saw the finish of that game. It was very close.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Come down to the last end or
Chadstone? There was come down to the skippers, basically their last couple of bowls, and the Chatty skipper went from 1 down to 1 up with his first bowl.
Yep.
And then he needed to draw within about 1.5 foot with his second bowl to take it to an extra end. And he was coming down and he literally just went underneath the bowl he needed to beat. And, yeah, all of Caulfield Park Alma erupted. So it was a close, very good finish.
Oh, good. All right, we'll get to why you were out there, but...
I was watching our second side.
You were watching... Oh, yes, your seconds.
Yes.
We'll get to that. Righto. Edith Vale seconds, 86, defeated Moorabbin's 4ths, 78, and Dandenong Club, and this will be a recurring theme. Dandenong Club 4ths, 84, defeated Upwey Tacoma 2nds, 72. So well done to all of these teams. As we get through, people will understand how it all happens. So all 16 of these teams get promoted up to Division 4. So let's have a look at the Division 4 results. Hoppers Crossing or Hoppers 1 are yet to play Bacchus Marsh 2, so they will be playing on Saturday as well. So the Keilor 2nds defeated Broadmeadows 1st, 89 to 86. There's a few close games in this one. The Kingsbury 2nds defeated Bundura 4s, 80 to 76. The Heathmont 4ths, 78, defeated Doncaster 2nds, 65. Here's another recurring theme. EEBC 4s defeated City of Melbourne 2nds, 76 to 61. The Yarra Glen Seconds defeated the Ringwood Seconds 98-74. The Narre Warren Thirds defeated the Beaumaris Seconds 73-72. So that was another humdinger. So there's 3 or 4 in here that have been pretty close. And Mulgrave Country Club Thirds defeated Frankston Firsts 90-65. So again, well done to all of those Division 4 sides as they will be going up to Division 3. So let's get to Division 3. It's nice to give everybody a mention in these. Righto. Club Sunbury Seconds defeated Essendon's Thirds 83-77. Werribee Seconds defeated Deer Park Thirds 85-69. Fitzroy Victoria Seconds defeated Moonee Ponds Ones 76-72. Elphington Ones defeated Heidelberg Golf Ones 94-66. And another big one, EEBC again. Their Seconds defeated Mount Waverley's First 102-56. So decent win there by EEBC Twos. Hampton Bayside Ones defeated Cheltenham Twos 84-73. Baronia Ones versus Croydon Twos are yet to play. We play on Saturday because again we got caught. No idea yet, mate. No clue. We're hazarding a guess that it will be at either Mitcham, Murrelbark or Heathmont because they're the main grass greens out this way.
Well, good luck.
Thank you, mate. Yeah. No, we did. Played well against Donvale on Saturday. 3 rinks played really well. We're up probably 20 at the half, 20 at the break. Came out and we sort of said, all right, let's put the foot down and get going. And, I think me and or our rink, I think dropped 7 in 2 ends. I think most of us dropped a few shots in the first and all of a sudden it's dropped to single figures and I started getting a bit worried. But the other rink steadied and, we struggled on a bit. So,
that's all right. It's only one big board that counts in finals?
No, that's exactly right. So, no, it's good. Croydon's now had 3 sides promoted 3 sides promoted and 2 flags so far. So, 1 flag. We've got another 2 this weekend. So, no, it's good. We've done well. Croydon's very happy place at Croydon, I can tell you. And Dandenong Club 3s defeated Narre Warren 2s 83-80. So that's 2 flags for Dandenong Club and 2 flags for EEBC at the moment. Actually, did I miss? I did. What have I done? Division 5. Oh, I did say Croydon defeated Baronia. There we go. 105-51 in that game. So I was there watching that one, Toddy, and they asked me to be the inspirational coach, so I must have done something good.
Wow.
Gave him a rev up at the
by 50 odd.
Mate, gave him a rev at the start of the game and gave him a rev at half time, so I'm 1-0 as a coach in grand finals.
Well, you need to go back there and give them another one next game they play.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, I'm not captaining this week. Not captain. I'm just a regular player, mate. Just sit back, do what I got to do, which probably won't be much based on Saturday. Righto, Divisional 2. Now, this is where it starts getting interesting. So, for everybody that doesn't know and isn't aware, once you start getting into Division 2, you have to win your grand final to go up. So it's
section final.
Yeah, you have to win your sectional final. So all the teams that have won here now go to Division 1. So out of Division 1, we have lost Melton, Aberfeldy, Blackburn, Richmond Union, Murrelbark, Vermont South, Parkdale, Keysborough. So all those sides come down to Division 2. And all the winners I'm just about to talk to actually go up to Division 1. The losers, unfortunately, stay put. So this is where it starts getting a bit tighter, and I know one of my clubs, local clubs that I'm good mates with last year, they ended up losing one of these finals by 1. So it can be pretty heartbreaking to sort of get all the way there and then drop it by 1 or 2. But here's what it is, as we'll soon see with Essendon. So Bacchus Marsh and Keilor are yet to play. They will play Saturday. The Moonee Valley Seconds defeated Essendon Seconds 81-80. So, again, this is one of those heartbreaking ones where you've worked your butt off all year, get to the final and you drop it by 1. I think sometimes, Toddy, I'd prefer to lose by 30 than lose by 1.
Yeah, it's hard when you lose by 1 because you sit back and you think how many times you had a meter to draw 1 or whatever it might be and you miss. And,
it's one of those games.
Hard.
One of those games you always look back on and just with minute, like you said, geez, I missed by half a foot on that one.
But, you work out and you get an extra 2 and you win by 1. The opposition are doing the same thing. So,
no, that's right. That's right. So,
got to be a loser, unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately. So Diamond Creek ones defeated Ivanhoe ones 84-73. So Diamond Creek go through there. Ringwood ones are yet to play Furniture Gully ones, so they play on Saturday. Auburn ones defeated MCC twos 76-71, so they're through. Port Melbourne twos defeated Caulfield Park ones 77-71. I'll skip number 7. Dandenong Club twos defeated Berwick ones 72-67. So that's 3 flags and 3 promotions for Dandenong Club this year. So I think they now have 2 Division 1 sides and a Division 2 side. So that's pretty handy.
I know they got 2 Division 1s now.
Yeah, they do. And I think they've got a Div 2. Now, Clayton twos. Toddy.
So very interesting game, this one. I turned up and we'd played about 4 or 5 ends each.
Yep.
And just as I turned up, we lost numbers galore. The score was Chadstone were leading Clayton, I'm going to say about 28-7 when I arrived.
Ooh.
And, it wasn't looking very promising. And then we had one rink that kicked on and won by a large margin, and the opposition didn't score too many on that rink, which always helped. And it got back to maybe, I'm going to say about 50 ends or so. It got back to about level. And then we just slowly crept out to a 5 leader, over a few of 10. And then it stayed at about 10 or 12 for maybe the last 15 ends or so. And, they didn't have to play the last end. So it was a good effort to come back from where we were early down by such a big margin. So.
Yep. No, very good. I'm sure the club's very pleased.
Yeah, we are. We had that was our main goal from the club, was to get the second side back in the Division 1. Unfortunately, our top side got relegated. But
I was going to say, I'm sure the main goal wouldn't have been to get relegated out of Prem.
No, well, obviously, it's never a goal to get relegated. But the main focus of the club was more likely that we wanted the second side to get promoted, because having a team in Division 1 and Premier or Prem Reserve makes you a strong club. And we wanted to keep that. And I think it's always hard to have a Premier team or Prem Reserve now and Division 2, because that jump in the difference if you bring people in or out, and also attracting new players to the club. Now, the top 32 players are going to be playing Division 1 or above.
Yep.
At Clayton. So, that's an attractive proposition to a lot of players. So.
Yep. No, I know Croydon.
There's many other clubs out there now that have got that. I know, Moonee Valley, they're going to have that.
Yep.
I know there's others out. I just can't remember off the top of my head, but it does help for the clubs being a stronger base moving forwards. Just got to keep it there.
No, well, I know Croydon's focus this year was to keep steady in the ones, because we knew that we'd have the cattle to give it a go. But I think with sort of 3 rounds to go, we went, we're almost there or thereabouts, but we're probably not good enough to beat the Laylaws and the Mitchams. So the focus was all year, though, on the seconds and the thirds. So now we've got Div 1, Div 2, Div 4, Div 5. So it's not a huge jump in between the levels, like you said.
Yeah, that's right. And I find it gives people the opportunity, especially for we'll say the younger players or the newer players. They're not having to go from like a 3 division or 4 division jump between teams when they're moving up. So they just get a little bit more challenged as opposed to a drastic challenge, when they go from, say, the thirds to the seconds or something like that.
Yeah. No. And I noticed it was a good thing that, and I mentioned it when I was at Baronia last year, I noticed Lilydale do it in their Division 2 side. They had a lot of second-year bowlers, third-year bowlers, and they said, right, you're in. You're just playing in the second side. Get a lot of experience under your belt. They had Johnny Snell there was skipping, and while he was skipping, he was teaching, the younger guys. We call them the younger guys. We know what they mean.
Yeah. And pressure players.
Yeah, that's right. And then this year they've made it through the prelim in Div 2. So, so now they were really knocking on the door of Division 1. So that'll be their main goal next year, is to do well in Prem Reserve and hopefully get up into Prem. But also have that second side with all that experience now.
I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Now.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, that's right. It's about having the experience and having experienced players also along the journey for people to learn from, like you said.
Yeah. I think clubs need to start to realise, if they haven't already, and I think most do, but there are still those old school clubs. There's no use in having, first year players is fine, but there's no use in having second year, third year players playing in Div 5, Div 6, Div 7. They're not learning anything. They're not, if anything, they're learning bad habits and old school sort of ways to play. They should be playing higher divisions. Clubs should be giving them a go. So, get them blooded in.
Especially if you, like from a club's point of view, if you recruit someone that's, say, come from cricket or something like that. They're a 40-year-old or something, and they've been playing cricket or playing sport. It generally doesn't take them too long to pick up bowls and become, a reasonable player. So the better competition that they're playing with, the quicker it's going to happen for them.
Yep. All right, so that's Div 2. We'll get on to Div 1 in a minute, but in the meantime, we'll talk about Beer Belts Victoria. So Beer Belts Victoria is a company which provides tours of local breweries and distilleries in the southeast and eastern suburbs. So as you can see from the graphic here, there's about 10 or 12 different breweries. I've been to a few of them with them. So they have a special offer for our viewers. Now, if you're thinking of having an end of season bit of a road trip for a day, so think of it like a wine tour or a winery trip, but it's to go to pubs or go to breweries and distilleries. So if you're out in the eastern suburbs and you want to do that, Beer Belts Victoria are offering a free charcuterie board at the Hard Rock Brewery in Bayswater for all private tours in April. So that's valued at $100. So that's very much worth having a look at, because the Hard Road Brewery, I've been there, it's only around the corner from me, very good brewery. So you can visit up to 4 breweries and distilleries on a pay-as-you-go tour, giving you complete freedom of choice as to where you want to go and what breweries and distilleries you want to visit. So again, great way, get a team together, get 2 sides together, jump on a bus and start planning and taking advantage of this offer today. So to check it out, go to beerbeltsvictoria.com.au. T's and C's apply. Righto. Let's get into the real stuff, and we'll start with Division 1. So they had their grand finals and the start of their divisional finals. Sectional. Oh, you know what I'm saying.
Yes, but we've got to use the correct terminology.
I know, I couldn't get this right.
If you win a grand final, you normally don't play again after that.
Yes. I couldn't get this right in the pre-show. You know that. All right, let's go and have a look. So, Divisional 1 sectional finals. Thank you, Todd.
No.
So, Club Sunbury 65 were defeated by Glenroy 87. So, Glenroy avenged their semi-final loss there. Middle Park 98 defeated Beaumaris 69. Kind of as expected, but we thought it might be a bit tougher than that. Laylaw 83 defeated Yarra Glen 62. And Pakenham 91 defeated Mentone 83. So that's not a great surprise, but Mentone seemed to have fallen a bit out of form late in the season, which is not a good time to do it, obviously.
Leading up to Christmas, they were untouchable, really.
Yeah. They were up there with Middle Park, sort of, who's going to stop them?
Yeah. So, but yeah, since Christmas, it's kind of been, because there was 5 games after Christmas. They, haven't had the best finish to the season, unfortunately for them.
No. And one interesting thing of note, and if anyone can comment as to why this would be interesting, they've dropped the Edge off Mentone. I wonder if Edge Bowls have taken their sponsorship away, or Mentone have stopped the sponsorship with.
Never anything to do with.
Wasn't it?
Edge.
Ah, I thought it was.
Well, not that I'm aware of. No.
Okay.
No, because the Edge Bowl hasn't been in production for a long time.
Okay.
Like years and years.
Yeah. Well, they're still floating around. Some people are still playing with them, but.
Yeah, but they haven't been in production.
Well, yeah, I noticed today on Bowls Link the Edge names come off Mentone. So, but yeah, so Mentone will be fairly disappointed with that one. So people understand that means diddly squat. So great to the people that have won the grand finals. So Glenroy, Middle Park, Laylaw, Pakenham. Does not mean they get automatic promotion. So only 2 sides from Division 1 get promoted into Prem Reserve. So out of Prem Reserve, we lost Whittlesea and Dandenong Club this year. So if we have a look at the divisional finals, Glenroy 70 defeated unbeaten Middle Park 59.
You never thought you were going to say that, did you?
I never thought I was... Mate, I know the boys. I did have them penciled in. But, hey, good on the Jets at Glenroy. You know, again.
They do have a lot of good players over at Glenroy too. So
oh, yeah, shit,
they're never going to be an easy team to beat.
No. And the quality of players in all the Division 1 sections, you know, yeah, I mean, everyone's got good quality players. So anybody, again, it doesn't, and you don't know when you're playing across sections, you don't know how good Glenroy are versus Middle Park and Laylaw are against Pakenham. So this is where it.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a one-day game. Like, it's one game, you know?
That's right.
So,
need to have a few people slightly off and off you go. So, and yes, Laylaw defeated Pakenham 83-74. I was having a look at the stats here. So, Glenroy, Josh Walker-Davis's rink pretty much sealed that up for Glenroy. So his rink picked up 6 in the last 2 ends.
Yeah, okay.
So there were only 4 shots in it across the board at the half. And then, yeah, you pick up 6 in 2 ends, that's most of your margin. So, and Laylaw, again, they were 42-38 after 44 ends, so that game was pretty close. And then the man himself, Matty Lucas, as advertised, played. And his rink was actually down 5-17 after 13 ends and fought back to go down 16-21. So he made up 12 shots to 12 shots to 5 in the last 9. So have a look at that. That's 7 shots. That tells the story.
Yeah.
So
it goes a big way to, getting the overall.
Yeah, that's right. Well, see, he didn't play on the Saturday, but I heard somebody else was playing on the Saturday that didn't play the Sunday. There was a bit of, I know there was a bit of chat at our club on Sunday after our game saying, well, hang on, how's Queensland Pennant working? Because there were 2 guys playing for Laylaw that were in Queensland Pennant. One of them played Saturday and one of them played Sunday. So,
yeah, but Queensland pennant, they sort of they do it quite different. Sometimes they'll have a double header, sometimes they'll have a week off, and not every team plays every weekend, and depends on location. So because sometimes it's a long drive, so you know the clubs that got to drive a few hours, they'll come into the metro and maybe play 2 games in one day.
Yeah, righto.
And then they don't play the next weekend or something like that, and then they'll play a couple of games.
Yep.
So yeah, it just changes all the time. So it depends what club they're from too.
Yeah. Mitchy Pepper, thanks for that, Captain Obvious. He's just said, my tip, Middle Park will be hard to beat next year. That's Captain Obvious. Thanks, Mitchy. Nice of you to pipe in there, mate. So, that's Division 1. So, again, Laylaw, Glenroy up. Whittlesea Dandenong Club down into Div 1 for next year. Righto. Prem Reserve results. It was one game on the weekend. Let's have a look at the
results. Lucas here to tell us all about it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think Lucas is quite dirty, so I don't think he wanted to come on. And I will tell you why.
I'd probably be dirty too.
Oh, yes. Well, we'll soon find out why. So Fitzroy defeated Heathmont 84-81 on an extra end. So we'll get to the details of that, but I was reading before Nick Dorr was well and truly down and out. He lost 9 in 2 ends, and one of them was a 7. So he lost a 7, a 1, and a 1 to be down 10-26 after 14 ends. All hope was lost, and then he won 12-1 in the last 7 ends. So all the other rinks were pretty close. And then Nick Dorr and his mob have picked it up and run with it and got Heathmont back in the game. As we said, went to an extra end. There was one shot the difference across the board on the extra end. So Fenton McLaughlin picked up 1 for Heathmont. Nick Dorr won his extra end by 1. Cody Packer picked up 1 for Fitzroy Victoria. But Matty Blackburn and his rink for Fitzroy Victoria picked up a 4 against our mate Lucas Protopappas' rink. And that's the game there. That's the ball game, as they would say. So
it's always like it's hard enough to lose a final, let alone lose a final on extra ends.
I know.
Yeah, that's tough.
Be even harder when you drop a 4.
Yes.
But again, I don't know. I wasn't there. They could have been chasing shots. They could have been 3 down and started chasing the shots out the back.
Yeah, he might have been trying to convert with his last. And
yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
So
sometimes the numbers don't show a true indication as to the situation.
No. But see the actual scores weren't up until they weren't up yesterday morning. So again, they've come up. I think they had a problem with one of the rinks. One of the rinks wasn't showing up, so it wasn't showing the total score, and so I ended up texting Lucas, and he said, no, we lost by 2 or 3 on an extra end, but he didn't tell me that his rink dropped a 4. He forgot that detail. Funnily enough. How's that? Funny, Lucas, how you miss out on that detail, buddy. Right, so so if we go back to the graphic there, so this Sunday, March the 9th at 11 o'clock at Dandenong Club or on Facebook, YouTube, being streamed live by Bowlsvic TV. It's MCC versus Fitzroy Victoria. So that'll be a cracking game. Hopefully I'm playing and I miss it. I'm a bit torn with all this. Grand final, divisional. I'm just jack of bowls now.
Is it not sure on the terminology or?
I'm just sick of bowls. I'm just getting to that point of the
at this time of year, if you're playing in anything below Division 1 and you're doing well, it's a lot of bowls.
Yeah.
Because you've got to, play your sectional final, then you're down to the last 8, then you've got to keep playing. So it does become a lot of games, especially if the weather's quite warm.
Yeah.
It can be hard for some people, yeah.
I think this weekend they've got, I think Saturday, Sunday is going to be in the mid, Friday, Saturday, mid-30s.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that'll be warmer down in it.
Yeah, and Croydon scraped the bottom of the barrel for midweek. So their Division 1 side, they've had someone pull out, and they've scraped the bottom of the barrel and given me a gig.
Oh.
Haven't played Div 1 all year, and they just... Well, the boys at the club call me Marlon Pickett.
How much did you pay for that gig?
I don't know. Well, I didn't. I just got a phone call. What are you doing Tuesday? Oh, nothing, sitting at home. No, I actually said, I'm coming down to watch you blokes. No, you're not. Bring your uniform, you're playing.
Oh, nice.
I haven't played lead. I can't tell you the last time I played lead, so they're going to give me the kitty. So, no pressure.
You know when you're standing at the other end, you're like, oh my God, the leader's not near it again. Don't be that leader.
I won't be, mate. Ask me next week.
I look forward to speaking to you next Monday.
Yes, but you can understand why I'm sort of. You can understand why I'm sort of like, oh, come on. So it was Saturday. Saturday, watched the guys do really well and win their grand final Saturday. Then played Sunday. Now play Tuesday. Potentially play Thursday. Play Saturday. Play Sunday. So could be a big couple of weeks in bowls, and then I'm heading up to Ararat for a tournament up there named after my grandfather. So, yeah, still a lot of bowls to go.
Yeah, nice.
That's why.
The more you play, the better you're going.
Oh, you reckon? Can go the other way, Toddy, and it's after yesterday's game. I'm like, uh-oh.
I haven't played much for a fair while.
No, well, you've been playing well then, mate. You haven't put down a bad bowl.
I haven't played many bad ones, yeah. Well, I did play Ali in the club singles the other Thursday night in the singles final.
Oh, yes, you did.
I forgot to tell you about that one. But,
go on, yes. Tell the viewers, mate. I think you told me.
Yeah, well, I hadn't played for a couple of weeks, and I sort of didn't mind that, and I come in and he got off to a okay start, and Ali got off to a little bit of a lead. He was probably, I'm going to say 3 or 4, maybe 5 in front early. And then it was a crucial time in the game. It was 21-18. He played he was 21. He played a good first bowl on a ditch-to-ditch end. And then I had one about, 18 inches past. And then with my third bowl, I trailed the jack a foot. And I was like a front toucher. And he had a runner and missed. And then I drew another one and had 3. And then with his last runner, he hit a short bowl. It was about a metre short onto half of my shot bowl, and then he ran around and ended up making 2. So that put 23-18 instead of 21 all. But I got lucky a couple of times earlier in the game, so I can't complain. I played a bad end and chipped one of my bowls in from 3 foot wide in for second shot when I was like 3 down. So, that doesn't that was just a crucial time in the game, I suppose. And I think it was 25-21 in the end, and it was a good game. Played in good spirits, and it was good to have a game. It's the first time I think I've played Ali, so yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, well, that's all you can ask for.
Yes.
So you've never played Ali in a game of singles before?
No, we've been in separate halves, or because I didn't play in the singles a lot of the time at the club. So.
No, okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Well, go one better. Hang on. There you go, Toddy.
Yeah.
Be better, Toddy. Next time, mate. Yeah, it's hard with club singles because you can, like you said, you can be drawn on. You can have all your good players, all your really, really good players who you'd put down as favourites, all drawn on the one side of.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. Should be seeded, I reckon. Now, Premier League, mate, you're all over this, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Like I said, I've got no clue. So here we go. Premier results.
Friday night.
Yep.
Yes, Friday night. Yeah, we got the what do you got there? Melbourne 77 defeated Moonee Valley 67. I think from talking to people, Melbourne got off to a relatively good start and got out to maybe I think it was 15 or something.
Yeah, I think they were
lead.
they were about 20 out, I heard.
Yeah, might have got to 20. It
Yeah.
sort of stayed like that, and Moonee Valley came back a little bit at the end. There was a crucial time. I think there was Moonee Valley were holding at 2 or 3 with about 5 or 6 ends to go, and I think Melbourne killed it or something along the lines of that, and that was crucial time and would have made the game a little bit closer than it ended up being. But yeah, Moonee Valley are probably I know they're a bit disappointed in where they finished in terms of not winning the final there, but they'll be back next year, and I'm sure they'll do good again.
Oh yeah, again, and we keep harping on it that all those divisions are all pretty tight. So again, just because you make the final last year doesn't mean you're a walk up start to make the final this year. It's not like
not at all.
Not like the lower grades.
Yeah, and we've got Deer Park versus Yarraville, where Yarraville got over the line here. So this was the top 2 playoff. This was the live stream game. I'm sure quite a few people would have watched that game. I got to see a little bit of it. Looked like Yarraville got off to I'm going to say, a comfortable early start with just in front and just sort of slowly pushed away during the game and were able to hold off Deer Park for a win. And it's always exciting to win that game and get straight into the grand final and know that you don't have to play the next week because, as we know, the team that lost the 3v4, the team that won that game, whether it was going to be Melbourne or Moonee Valley, were always going to be hard to beat coming into the next game.
Yep.
So that leads me into the game which is played on Sunday at Moonee Ponds, where Deer Park beat Melbourne 82-77. I actually saw that I was at this game for the second half. It was probably Deer Park got out to close to a 20-shot lead early, I'm going to say. And then about halfway through the game, there was maybe a handful of shots.
Yep.
And then there was quite a few numbers, which sort of surprised me for, the class of the two teams.
Yep.
There was a big number that Melbourne got, which when they were about a couple behind, they sort of went from, I'm going to say 2 behind to about 6 or 7 in front. I think they won 3 of the 4 ends with, they got a 6, a 2 and a 2 or something.
Yeah.
But it was literally maybe no more than 5 minutes later, and Deer Park got a 5 and a 2, and then it pretty much reversed that, and it went back to Deer Park being a couple in front.
Yep.
And then, the Deer Park skippers played some very crucial bowls at crucial times towards the end. Like Lee Schreiner was a couple down with his last end and potted the jack, and didn't just pot the jack, but sat like 2 bowls away from it, so he didn't have a chance to draw the shot, and just little things like that. That they played some big telling bowls, and they were 5 in front with 6 to go. 12 in front with 6 ends to go, Deer Park, and then Melbourne got 2 threes. So then it became 6 with 4. So it got a little bit interesting.
Yep.
But, was it Kevin Anderson was 4 down? I think it was about 4 playing his last bowl, which would have made it 1 the difference if he missed.
Yep.
And he drew about, I'm going to say 18 inches away. He sat on the second shot and only lost 1, which meant Deer Park were 4 up playing the last end. And Melbourne's didn't have too many close, so trying to get a 4 was hard, and they tried to kill it, and they missed. So puts Deer Park into another grand final versus Yarraville on Sunday after the Premier League reserve game. So it should be another cracker. Yarraville and Deer Park have played 3 times this year, and I think Deer Park beat them the first 2, and Yarraville obviously beat them just the other day.
Yep.
I was talking to one of the Yarraville Footscray players yesterday, and he said, but got to remember when we played Deer Park at home, we were 20 in front with about 15 to go, and we lost the game. So they pretty much blew that game. So, you would like to think it's going to be a close game.
Who's your tip?
My tip. I'd really like to see Yarraville.
Yeah.
But I do think the experience of Deer Park, yeah, I think Deer Park will get over the line. I think maybe they just had a bad game on Friday. Yeah, I'm going to have to say I can Deer Park by, I'm going to say 5.
Deer Park by
Just
5.
I
There you go.
I find grand finals are generally closer or close games.
Yep. Now,
What's your tip?
I would like to see Yarraville. Again,
Yeah, I
like
would
to
too.
like to see the underdog get up and
Yeah, yeah. Well, they haven't been an underdog this year in performance, but over, say, the past 5 or however many years,
yeah.
they haven't played in too many finals. So
No.
yeah, it would be good to see to get there.
And I this is a question for you because again, I'm not all over Premier League. I don't know how it all works, but obviously Deer Park have very, very, very deep pockets. Does that play into their success? Obviously.
Well, it has to help as such. I mean, you know, they lose, we'll say, the best player in Australia last year for Aaron Sheriff.
Yep.
And it just happened to be replaced with arguably one of the other best players in the country in Lee Schreiner.
Yep.
You know, but, you know, like, I also know that Lee plays at Raymond Terrace where Matt Bouse plays. Matt Bouse has been at Deer Park for a couple of years. So,
yeah.
You know, you've got that connection as well. But, yeah. But, you know, we can say that they just fly in all these superstars, but also all their local club players or ones that they've recruited locally,
yep.
they're playing very good. You know, so you've got to give credit to them. And I'm like, well, I don't really care whether they spend $10,000 or $500,000.
Yep.
You know, they're in the competition. You've got to play against them. And, you know, if you can't beat them, well, they're too good for you. And that's just how it goes. And, you know, you got to try and find a way. And I actually find it good in the fact that it's a challenge. And let's be honest, everyone in the bowls world is basically saying, well, Deer Park should win. They're going to buy it as a general rule. That's what people are saying. Like, you know, you sort of said. So, you know, I also see that there's pressure on them to actually perform because in theory, they're expected to win.
Yeah. So you can bowls, I suppose you really can't, can you? You can't. I suppose they try to through the limited fly-in, fly-out rules and permit player rules, etc., as everybody has to abide by. But that also means they can throw a fair bit of money at local talent.
Yeah, and Deer Park have. They've recruited quite a few players from the Geelong area.
Yep.
I think they've got a couple from like the Ballarat area, and they're playing really good bowls. You know, they got Brendan Code. He went over there this year. He was, I'm pretty sure, he's Ballarat area, and he's playing third now. He's a great player. Played in stateside and state singles. You know, so he's not a fly-in. They got ones like Larry that have come down from like down to Long Way. They're great players, you know. So they haven't just recruited big name players to, you know, fly in. They've also been able to recruit good, I'd say, probably solid local players that have got even better now, and they're strong Premier League players.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
So, you know, like Yarraville are probably, I sort of think they haven't recruited a lot, but they've gone from, you know, finishing mid-range to, you know, sort of the lower end of the ladder for quite a few years as such, as a general rule, to, you know, playing unbelievable and making a grand final. So they didn't just, you know, buy 5 or 6 players. I think they got 1 or 2 players.
Yep.
But, you know, obviously they've found something that's worked for them, and they've changed the way in which they do things. And, you know, credit to them. You know, they're in a grand final and they've got a good chance of winning.
Yeah. Because I look at, I think with Deer Park, like you said, I think you've got to sort of look outside the box. You know, Deer Park being where they are situated, it's not far from Ballarat. It's not far from Geelong. So why run around trying to recruit if Deer Park phoned me up and said, Clarky, do you want to play? I'd be like, fucking, that's like an hour across town, hour and a bit. You'd be, don't think so. Whereas Geelong sort of Ballarat for that area. Because I know Footscray were chasing one of my mates up in Ararat. Very, very good bowler. So I think everyone...
I must say the west side is, in theory, a stronger demographic of bowlers. Like, I think when we get to next week and the week after, when we start looking at who's winning the sections, who's winning divisions and division finals, that'll give us a bit of an indication. But my prediction would be that 70% of the games would be won by sides on the other side over the west area.
I will do that as a stat for next week, Toddy.
Okay, let's do that. Let's run that. Because I played over there.
Whoever's left.
Over there. And as a, I find there's just more depth over that side of town. And I guess you've got to look at it. If you were to count the amount of, where all the Premier League teams are, most of them are in that area.
Yeah.
Altona, Deer Park, Moonee Ponds, Essendon, Yarraville, they're all over there.
So I'll go stats, east, west, north, south.
Sort of either side of the Yarra kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll work something out for next week.
Because the sections are basically divided like that.
Yeah.
In the lower grades.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We'll look into that. So, just finally, who's your pick, MCC Fitzroy, for the Prem Reserve?
For me?
Who's your pick?
MCC by 19.
Yeah, I was going to say MCC by 15.
Yeah.
I think look,
they're a Premier League team, Melbourne.
Yeah.
MCC.
I think
they should be winning, but again, the pressure's on them to do it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and look, I think the second half of the season, they've definitely been the form team, and they're the ones that have sort of stepped out and sort of made a statement for themselves to say, hey, we are the better of the sides in this, very close Prem Reserve division. So they go in favourites, and they should be favourites.
Yeah, agreed.
So that'll wrap it up. Good luck to everybody playing in finals, divisional finals, so sectional finals, divisional finals, midweek finals, grand finals. It's all happening.
Night finals.
Again, I've got to get up and get ready for tomorrow morning. I can't do these early morning games, mate. Midweek, I'm no good.
Don't forget to take your lunch with you, though.
Oh, yeah.
Midweek, you take your lunch with you, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Bucket sandwich.
No, I got a good bakery around the corner. They do good cheese and chicken and cheese and ham. Chicken, cheese and salad rolls. So $6, mate. Just fly through, pick them up on the way.
Yeah, they're the best. Can't beat them.
Nah. So again, good luck, everybody. Good bowling this weekend.